Okay, year five. Thank you very much for coming into the live session today. So, building on our knowledge from yesterday, we looked at fractions and just recognizing and representing fractions, something that we've not looked at for a little while. So, really good to recap and jog your memory yesterday. Now, today we're going to move on to equivalent fractions, and we've spoken about that equivalent just means equal or the same. So, we're looking at fractions that have the same value, the same amount, but they are going to be written differently. And we looked at the fractions wall and discussed how we've got a hole up here and then split into the different fractions. And we could see straight away some of the fractions were the same size. So 1/2 was the same as 2/4. Okay, it took up the same amount of space. So look, 1/2 we could then say is equivalent to 2/4. Okay, so 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4. We then looked at it in these rectangles. We said that we could split half of this rectangle. We could split it into sixths and have 3/6, and we could split it into twelfths and have 6 of the twelfths. And we spoke and we said that if Dylan had these, Ruby had this. If this was chocolate, Dylan had this part, Ruby had this part, and Bradley had this part. They would all end up with the same amount of chocolate. Okay, but they would have it represented in a different way with the fractions. So we then looked at how the work you're going to do today, and you're going to look at the fractions here. The first one is given for you, and then you need to work out the equivalent fraction here. So we looked at this one together. We said there were 3 parts, so the denominator was 3, and we had 2 parts shaded, the part we were looking at, so 2/3. We then drew to match the shape here, okay, and then we knew that 4/6 was equivalent to 2/3. You've got a sheet to have a look at. We've done one together, okay, so work your way through the rest of these ones, and if you fly through that, have a think about how you could represent that one there for me using a rectangle in your book. Okay, I look forward to seeing your work on Class Dojo, and I will speak to you tomorrow.